Hey, welcome back once again. This is Dreams in Action, and I am your host, the owner of this channel, C. Orson Brown. And I want to give a high five, a fist bump, a shout out to all the listeners tuned into this motivational channel. Said trouble. Motivational channel. Yes. So I'm dealing with this topic of trauma. And so, as I said on the other videos, please subscribe to my page and also like, share, and continue to make comments. I welcome you to do that. As I talked about this idea of trauma, I used the story of the Titanic. When you notice the Titanic, people were having an amazing time. They were celebrating, they were just dancing and just experiencing something remarkable. And the captain did not realize that he made a mistake. He overvalued the size of the iceberg. He miscalculated. And so as these people were dancing and having a great time, celebrating, eating some great foods, dancing to some amazing music, looking beautiful, the men wearing their nice bow ties, the women dressed to the nine in beautiful gowns, just having an amazing time, that captain misjudged the iceberg, thought he can get around the iceberg. But as you know, that ship crashed into that iceberg, and that iceberg split the side of the ship, and individuals drowned. Thousands of people died. And I wonder if trauma is like that too. Trauma, that what we see at the top of the iceberg, we may see outbursts. We may see DUIs, or sometimes a person comes to the place of wanting to die or to kill themselves because they have experienced a bad breakup or divorce, or going through a divorce, or something tumultuous in their lives that has occurred, and they are acting out all of those things that's deeply within their heart and their minds and their bodies. In the military, we have individuals who are now coming in, not necessarily experiencing war. They have not suffered PTSD from having missiles shot at them or blown up or any of those things. But sometimes a person can enter into the military with past traumas that has happened in their lives that they never dealt with. Let me be transparent for a second. I'll share more about my own life in another video. But I recognize my own traumas in my own life, the way I grew up, some of the things in which I have experienced as a young man. And really quick, as I move forward in the video, I would say that I even graduated to a place of getting through school, reading on a 10th grade level. As I fast forward today, I have several degrees, almost 5 master's degrees, and was going to do a PhD and a law degree at the same time. But I'll share that in another video dealing with the imposter syndrome. That was out of trauma. So it's nothing about bragging about where I am intellectually. It was trauma. I guarantee you, you hear the story, you can relate. But dealing with trauma, let me just say, and in an earlier video, I talked about asking for help, going through EMDR, finding someone who's a licensed specialist or trained practitioner who could help you walk through areas of your life in which has happened or transpired to you. Perhaps you don't necessarily want to share, or have kept certain things a secret for years, but it's now time to get it out. And you're acting out or doing things perhaps that you don't like, and wondering why you don't have control over certain aspects of your life. Could it be things that have occurred early in your life? Maybe. And so I said to ask for help, seek a therapist, seek a counselor, go in, take care of yourself. Go get help. And the other aspect I dealt with was self-care. That's in the video before this one. But the last one, I want to say this, okay? Maybe not the last, I'll share more. But I want to lift up a specific place. It's called the Workplace here in Hawaii. Now I want to give a shout out to a lot of the men and the women who come out to this place. In fact, this is the Divine Nine. You have the fraternity brothers and sorors come out, from the Alphas to the Qs, the Kappas, all of the other fraternities, in addition to the Sorors, aka shout out to the Deltas, and aka to all of the fraternities, all the Sorors, and even the individuals who were facing the East pointing that light and standing on the square. Surely a lot of these individuals come down on Fridays and Thursdays just to hang out in relationship. And that's what I want to lift up right now. Part of dealing with some of our own issues and traumas is not to deal with it by yourself, to never suffer in silence. There's a biblical scripture that says, two are better than one. You get more for your return. I remember watching the movie with Castaway when Tom Hanks made his friend to be Mr. Wilson, that ball, that volleyball. And when that volleyball got away from him, he began to lose his mind. We were not meant to be in isolation. Even if you are an introvert, we were not meant to be in isolation or walk through life by ourselves, but to be in relationship. And so I encourage you, if you are on the island, if you are wherever you are, I don't care, wherever you are, find viable people that you can hang out with that has your back and you have their back. In fact, to become a friend, to gain a friend, you must first show yourself friendly. I was reading one of the creeds or some of the characteristics of a specific group that says that relationships are essential to the soul. And so I want to invite you out to go hang out with great people. Don't suffer in silence. Don't walk along by yourself. Build great relationships in which you are intentional about building up those relationships, so when the time of trouble or the time of desolation, the time of discouragement come, you have those people willing to go back to back with you and walk alongside you. So as I close, don't suffer in silence. You were not meant to be alone. It is good for the man or the woman to not be alone, but to walk together in community and fellowship with others. Hey, thank you for joining this motivational page, but stay tuned as we continue to share many different aspects of how do we get through trauma or situations that we can live an authentic life, live the life that we were created to live. That's dreams in action. Dreams in action. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.